the news. I saw it in the news. What are the odds that you saw it too? What are the odds? What are the odds? Hey, Tony P, what are the odds?
Oh yeah, it is on. We are here. Y'all, I am rested. I don't know why. I don't know what happened. But I am not tired. And so we're going to get hype tonight on this episode of Tony P. Oddcast, weird, wacky news from around the world. I really don't know. It's like a short show, you know, generally 10, 15 minutes. I don't know how hype you can get in that window of time. But speaking of hype, I was hyped. I had a couple people leave some comments. I think these were over on YouTube. Yeah, this show's on any place where you listen to podcasts, and the video's on Spotify. The video's also on YouTube. And over on YouTube, my homie Sebastian said he eats his cereal dry. You may remember last week, we were talking about cereal. I've been into some Captain Crunch lately. There was that cereal where you could eat it with orange juice, which is absolutely repugnant. But none of that's an issue for Sebastian because he eats his cereal dry, like a man, with the roof of his mouth all bloody and cut up. Just thirsty, just like gravel, just kind of like kitty litter. We talked about that last week too. I happen to know Sebastian. I know he has adequate access to milk. Oh, that's weird, but I don't want to tell you why. I just know, all right? But he's opting not to do that. Just straight dry cereal. Speaking of dry and boring, Gary also commented and said he liked Raisin Bran. What? I don't make fun of people. I don't want to be like, oh, it's like you're old. I'm getting old. I don't want to do that. But I don't eat Raisin Bran. I don't think my parents eat Raisin. Who the hell's out here eating Raisin Bran other than that guy? Again, no judgment. No judgment. Also, my mother commented, and I was right. I have never missed a Mother's Day. So take that, folks. Never. Perfect record. Batting 1,000. Except for last week, where I had some audio issues. If you listen to last week's episode, it sounded not like this week's episode. I used the wrong mic. It was as simple as that. And by the time I was done and I realized it, I was like, I don't want to do it again. You know, this show's like spur of the moment. I'm reading the articles pretty much for the first time. I'm talking about things off the cuff. I didn't want to try to go back and redo it off the cuff. It just doesn't work that way. So that's what you got. Bad audio. If you're new to the show, just skip that one. You know, start here or something. I don't know. What else? If you are new to the show and you're looking for me and you want to know my social medias and what I'm up to, you can find me at TonyPHenderson.com. If you're curious about that music, you can find him at Klyma, KLYMA.com. That is Greg. Greg's been doing a lot of Twitch streaming lately. So if you want to see like kind of a fun and wacky, goofy show, but good music, check out Greg Klyma on Twitch. What else? I think I covered it all. We had the bad audio. We had the cereal comments. We had, what did I eat today? Turkey meatballs on Hungry Root. If you go to my website, there's a link for Hungry Root and can save you some money. Turkey meatballs, one of my favorite. So I mentioned Greg earlier. You're like, what does he sound like? Well, a little like this. So this is one of those like weird, wacky stories from around the world where it's wacky. It's definitely wacky, but nobody got hurt. There was nothing gross. And it still made like major news media outlets. I debated not talking about it. I was like, it's regular news. I don't want to talk about it anymore, but I had to. It's just such a good story. I've got a serious situation here. A plane passenger told Florida Air Traffic Control after he realized the pilot had become incapacitated. What? Can you imagine? Just to be clear, this is not a commercial flight. This is one of those like small flights with like 4 seats where you can see the pilot. You're just like looking at the dude, handing him a soda or something. For some reason, I guess you don't need a co-pilot. It's just not You know, a lot of people fly solo. Not me. I'm not flying anywhere where there's no co-pilot. I was on a Spirit flight once. They didn't have a co-pilot, so they just canceled the flight. And I mean, I hated it, but I was okay with that. I need at least 2 pilots minimum, ideally 3. Ideally, I want 3 pilots. But anyway, in this little plane, the dude was incapacitated. The unnamed passenger with absolutely no flying experience told air traffic control the pilot had gone incoherent and added, oh, by the way, I don't know how to fly an airplane. Why would you, dude? That ain't on you. You know, like, maybe because you were up there with the buddy or whoever this guy was, like, they would think, oh, maybe you know how to fly. No, I wouldn't know how to fly. What the hell? How do you just... all right, so spoiler alert. The pilot is okay, fortunately. So everybody in this story is okay. But I want to know, like, did the dude just, like, kind of quietly, like, fall asleep or nod off? Like, because I wouldn't notice that, you know? Was he convulsing? Because, you know, then you at least notice, oh, there's a medical emergency here. We have an issue, you know, something to get your attention. Otherwise, I'd be sleeping. Like, I wouldn't know until it was too late. The passenger was one of 2 people aboard the single-engine Cessna 208. Yikes. You know, I know people that, I know a dude who flies. He has his pilot's license. And him and his husband will often fly to, like, little airports and stuff. I don't know if they own the plane. I don't know that business, but I know he knows how to fly. And they'll go to, like, a city or so, like a big city, because it's way easier when you can just fly yourself. I'm pretty sure his husband doesn't know how to fly, so God forbid, you know, like, something goes wrong here. However, miraculously, with the help of an air traffic controller who also happened to be a flight instructor, the passenger was able to successfully land the plane at Palm Beach. In the audio obtained from air traffic control, the controller asked the passenger, hey, over, what position is the plane in? Over. They do that on planes, right? They say over after every, I don't know. Do they have walkie-talkies on planes? Guys, I really don't know jack about flying. Anyway, what position is the plane in? I have no idea. Over, answered the passenger. I see the coast of Florida. That's it. I have no idea. Man, he was way nicer than I was. I'd have been like, hey, y'all, this some old bull. You got to get me out of this. Over. Wait. Over. Whatever. I got it mixed up. You get the point. The air traffic controller then asked about the situation with the pilot. And the passenger confirmed he's incoherent. He's out. Over. Though he had never flown a Cessna 208 plane before, Morgan, who was Robert Morgan was the controller who was in the air traffic control, used a photo of the plane's cockpit to guide the passenger to a safe landing. So keep in mind, the dude working at air traffic control, yes, he happens to be, you know, a flight instructor, but like not for every plane in the world. This isn't the Matrix. Like in the Matrix, they just plug in like, oh, I know how to fly everything. It's not like cars, you know, like if you can drive one car, you can drive most cars. A lot of these planes are a little bit different, have different, you know, equipment and different like dials and stuff. So we just Googled it, like, oh, let me pull up this picture. All right, here's what you're going to do, dog. I knew the plane flies like any other plane, according to, the guy in air traffic control. I just had to keep them calm, point them to the runway, and tell them how to reduce the power so they can descend to land. True. Okay. I mean, that's the gist of it. Hey man, just point it straight and stay calm. Easier said than done. Easier said than done. I wouldn't be trying to hear, no, hey, we need you to Google Cessna. I'm going to need you to shut the hell up. Like, this is it. I would start saying my goodbyes, start calling my friends. Hey man, it's been real, dog. But I'm in this plane in the middle of the sky by myself. Anyway, fortunately, they were way cooler and calmer than I was. He instructed the passenger to hold the wings of the plane level and just begin descending. Then, next thing you knew, the passenger was like, I'm on the ground. How do I turn this off? Yo, I saw the video, man. Like I said, this has been a big news story. I saw the video. It was like the cleanest landing I've ever seen. Like, it looked like a normal day at the airport. Other air traffic controllers boasted about the successful landing to other nearby pilots. It was cool on the video. Again, they went over there. Like, you just witnessed a couple of passengers land that plane. Air traffic controller told another plane. He said, did you say passengers? They're like, oh man, great job. So when Morgan and the passenger met on the tarmac, the passenger told Morgan he just wanted to go home and see his pregnant wife. Well, yeah, man. I have no doubt this dude thought it was over. Like, he had said his goodbyes. He had said his prayers. He had made peace with whoever he wanted to make peace with. And then was like, oh, by the way, you're good. You're all right. You landed the plane. Heck, dude, you know what? You might as well get paid at this point. Did you pay somebody to fly you over there? They owe you a couple bucks. So that's it. The Federal Aviation Administration is currently investigating the situation. They don't know why the pilot was incoherent. All they said is possible medical issue. I would imagine so. I hope so. Like, I don't want it to be anything else. Like, dude was poisoned or something. That'd be weird. But everyone was okay. And that was it. It was a great, happy story. So kudos to the air traffic controller for being calm. Kudos to the dude for flying a dang plane. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I could do it. Who knows? Maybe if the time came, I could. But I'm banking on never having to find out.